Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. The Underrated Darkness, yours truly. The number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on social media. The best in the business. I did earlier, hour and a half ago, I did a underrated brunch talk. Number 10. Tell you I was going to come back. The very important men's, very important underrated men's talk. Men, eternal pain. Before we get to that, let's make this announcement. Um, shout out to Sister Kwee and Brother K Dolphin. Thank you very much. This is a serious issue that I've been thinking about for a long time, and hopefully we can get some brothers to talk about that. So let me get these announcements out the way. Shout out to my underrated one family, the one who been with me throughout the years, even now, and then the ones along the way. Thank y'all so much, very much appreciated. Let's keep on fight for that righteous chip. Also, shout out to the mighty LDBC, that stands for Lions Den Box Community or Basketball Community. I've been rolling with them throughout the years, and I'm still rolling with them right now. LDBC all day. Also, shout out to hashtag TWT family, as you see. Sister Kwee, she's one half that helped start it. The TWT family, and the other half, Brother Gab, they both from Texas. They solid, they family. So see you in there and everything. And I'm gonna eat me a little something. So when I'm talking, because I'm hungry, and excuse my manners. You know, for a long time, as black, especially men, I said men, but especially black men, we be holding on eternal feelings, pain. Like I said, I'm sorry, pain, and it's hard to break away because sometimes it could be a generation. Sometimes we don't have the space to really express it, and sometimes nobody will advocate for us to really help. And I'm going to talk about my experience that is continuing, that I got to keep on doing. And there are some that that have to make decisions to break the cycle. And I'm going to talk about myself too. There are sometimes men, when we say we really got to advocate for ourselves, you got to be really selfish. It has to be a time that it's easy to say take a good look in the mirror. It's always say you got to walk that way, but I hear eternal. How bad you want to be better. Now the thumbnail that you put in, that I put up there, I want you to take a good look at it. I want y'all to think about it. I want you to understand that to do with eternal problems, crying. And so the question is, are we willing to deal with it by ourselves? And sometimes this reality, at times we do. But sometimes we don't have to do that. You know? And there could be people saying, look what decisions you made. Look how you lived your life. Look how, yeah, those days comes in it. Yeah. But when you unjustly had this pain, that's something to talk about. Because that's the conversation that us as men, we are to dictate it, and so much pride and ego that we don't want to talk about it. But let me say this. There is a way. Ongoing process, yes, it is. We don't have to be around people that don't care, but it's got to come from you. You don't have to follow what the family had perceived you. You don't have to follow that. You don't have to be the product of their feelings. Like I always said, I'm in this system, but I don't have to be the product of this system. It's the same thing. I'm me, but I don't have to be the product of anybody of my family or anybody that think that I'm less than, that my purpose don't count or my existence don't count. Because those are the ones that help feel this eternal pain in us. And then we tend to feel, oh, we could, we could take it on, but sometimes can't. I'm telling you from personal experience, sometimes, you know, people always say, you gotta let things go, you gotta let things go. That is true. But what about the help? What about the guidance to help ourselves to get through it, to break the cycle? I could say that in my lifetime, I had to break a few cycles, most of the time by myself. But it wasn't easy. I wish I had the help. No. Yo, you got problems, you know, and you gotta learn to deal with it. You don't understand. This is part of the process. But when I'm saying that, why it has to be a lifetime of pain? Because we got enough as men we gotta deal with already. It's a process, yes. It don't have to be the lifetime of pain. Take it from me, the number one grinder. Yo, trust me. Anybody can tell you, I can tell you. It don't have to be a lifetime. It don't have to be a long time. Because that long time turns into a lifetime. It feels a lifetime. It feels like, oh, I got over there. Now, how about us as men? We want better things in life. I'm not saying we don't, we do. But that scrutiny, eternal pain that we hold on for years could get in the way of the ones that we could fall in love. It can get in the way that certain things we can strive for. You don't get no sleep because you constantly thinking. That's me. My mind always circuit. I'm from New York, so my mind is circuit. I learned to rest. And certain things, as men, we gotta think of stuff like that. Yes, we do. And I'd be a fool to say I don't. We don't. We don't. We do. Especially us as black men, because they're always tries against us. So that is another form of eternal pain that we got to carry. But we have to understand how this system is. So little by little, we could erase of this eternal pain that we have in us instead of have a clean advocacy heart. Another level. There's always going to be pain. People say, oh, it's going to be pain. But let's minimize the eternal pain of our eternal pain. That we can know we can get over it. So because eternal pain is a lingering pain. It's not just hurts on your mind. It hurts all over. That eternal pain can sometimes make you paranoid. Or It can make you be in certain things that you're supposed to. Because you're guiding yourself. Nothing wrong with that. But don't let that take the common sense out of it. And a lot of us as men, we walk around this pain for years, even sometimes decades. But there are some, once you get the help, but then that add on. Turn it back. Well, whoever you are, man, find the strength that you don't want to deal with that pain no more. That you want to be free. You want to make sure that your mind and your heart is clear. Make sure you build up an advocacy heart. Make sure you keep up doing the right thing. And stay with the process. Even though there are some people not going to believe in your process, that's not the, you know, what about it? Stay in the process. And then wherever that time is, deal with it, you deal with it. And always say that I'm going to get better. No matter what, no matter what it takes, it's going to get better. You can have everything around you as you want. You can live good if you want. But how about somebody say, "Want you to do it for me because sudden you still have this external pain, you don't want to let go." You're like, no, like I said, it depends on the situation too. But I'm just talking about right now. I said, because when we hold on to this eternal pain, that means we let people control how we move, directly or indirectly, both. And trust me, some of them even know how to do it. I'll control you. And there are even some of us that wanted to get help, never got help. So you got a young men in here, they walk out here hurt. Because when they trying to get the help, they ain't not trying to hear that. So they became on the wayside. Don't let nobody put you on the wayside. So when I pray for people like them because they want to get rid of the pain. But how? That the system was never really made for men, especially black men, for us to really live for a long time. Yeah, we eat the wrong foods, yeah, it's all that, but sometimes that family or friends or job curse could be right here. Sometimes we could could love somebody. I mean, a man could love a woman. She do certain. But if we come, let it be a part of our eternal. How are you supposed to know? Will good come out of it? But I'm not saying us as men, we gotta protect ourselves. We gotta see who it is and everything. We gotta speak up for what's right and defend ourselves. Yes, we gotta do that. We gotta keep our that's part of advocate for ourselves. Not talking about that. Not talking about that. Why I'm saying when that pain consumes our life 24/7, when we let that pain get in the way of living, when we let that pain make sure walk, we go, well, you in pain, you gotta walk me anyway. No. It is. You're right, sis, right. See, as for me, I walk freely. I know what's out there, but I don't want no add on eternal pain. I don't need that. That you got people help consume. Some of them know, and a majority who knows because they got pain within themselves. As we understand outside the space and inside the space, there's a lot of hurt men that quote unquote call themselves successful. And they have their eternal, burning, bitter pain. So every day's come out is friction. But, say but, and some of them, we gotta learn to hear them. Because sometimes they give us the answers right there and there. So, that eternal pain, you can take it out on somebody that you love. That eternal pain is not going to help you to progress, to advance. Whatever it is. That eternal pain make you be very selective of conversating. And when I talk about selective, I'm talking about making like we just select it out of like just emotional. That's not the way. That's part of being eternal pain because you be selective. Think emotions out because a long time ago I have that eternal pain that people had unjustly treated me. DK, you finally made it, my brother. Thanks for coming, man. That's all right. And shout out to the Miss too. And so us as black men, we don't even help each other. We help out the wrong ones. But what about that one that is right there at the brink? They need help. Now we don't want to help them. We want to help the ones that already have. No. Because those are the ones be causing it. Shot Diggy, what's good? I ain't seen you in a while. And sometimes us as black men, we trying to fit in this world. It's hard. But we gotta go. We gotta battle other black men to see how black we are. We gotta battle. Oh, our flight as I don't have no time for that. So it's hard to stay alive as a black man in this country, especially in this world. Well, I gotta worry about. they feel. Why I gotta worry about what you believe? Why I gotta worry about, I don't have no time for that. If you have a diverse how you live, it's fine. If it doesn't agree, it's okay. But we gotta move as one, black man. Because the system is we under attack. And that's part of having eternal feeling, eternal pain. That sometimes we just want to be sugar. We want to sugarcoat it. We want to be more educational about it. No, it's not getting us nowhere. I see Deacon, that is my brother. I see Twin, that's my brother. I see other people, that's my brother. No matter if we agree or disagree. But let's understand, this world never give a damn about our eternal pain. No matter you up here, no matter you down here. But I'm just letting you know, you are special. You are great. But society wanted to find what black men we need to be. What families, what we need to be. See, that's eternal. You know, Igbo Sosa. That's my brother right there. That's my day one brother right there. Yeah, but it depends which one you tell. And see, and that's another add-on to eternal pain too. Who are we gonna trust? That's a great question. I built up a relationship with Igbo Sosa, happily married with kids and everything. No. It wasn't easy for me or Igbo Sosa, because you gotta earn it. Because there is added pain to their life too. There is justly pain in their life too that people have caused. Again, like I said about almost 20 minutes ago, when are we going to talk about that? Now, if there's some black men that want to get help, that's on them. As a 50, excuse me, excuse me, I'll be 50 God's willing on June 4th. Do you know when my father passed away? You know, age of 1989? He passed away March 23rd, 1989. He was going on 62. He's going on 62, family. Thank you. Appreciate that. Please share this out. In a few minutes, matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link in. Any man that wants to come on now, ladies, you had your chance. An hour ago, I was on an hour ago, but this is for men. I want y'all to come up. We gotta start from somewhere, family. You know, it's good to get on each other. You want to kick your feet back. It's always good. You want to wear the hat. You want to be part. You want to be the hat. No. Let's strip all this off. Let's deal with our eternal problem. And let's learn to break cycles. And then I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be times that you got to break it for yourself. Break it for yourself being, because there's going to be family going to be close to you. There's going to be other people close to you. They fail to understand that. And you know why I say that? Because I had I'm telling you, a rude awakening for me. I had to understand that. It's not easy that you walk and you want to be righteous, and at the same time you got to break cycles along the way. It's not easy. And we have to understand, like the sister saying, it's an ongoing process. It's a lifetime progress. It's a lifetime progress. So that means whatever eternal fear that we have, when we got over, we got to make sure it stays there. You know what I'm saying? It got to stay there. Because going to be other things going to happen, family. Brothers, it's going, man, it's going to happen. Don't say, oh, I ain't going to. Yes, it is. Yeah. Thank you. And I wasn't, again, let me say that. I said it throughout my channel throughout the years. Me and my father was never close. But we got close the last year and a half and 2 years in his life. To see him going, I was going on 23 at the time. I'm telling my age, I'll be 58. I don't care. But personally, throughout the years, growing and back and forth and make mistakes and trying to, I know how the world is and I see how I try to, and trying to help people. And turn on, but at the same time, I have to break cycles. Because we have to understand that some black men do not want us to win. We have to understand. I got you. I'll stay right there. I mean, get this to we get inside. Hit you in a few seconds. There are some black men that feel they think they know better, but they do not want us to win. So we got Shy D here. Hey, what's going on, brother? This is the first time. Welcome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been. I mean, last time we chopped it up, it was on Charles's.
Yeah,
Charles's hangout. How have you been? How are your
I've
holidays,
been
by the way?
okay. Peace to you and your
Uh,
family. Welcome. First
Peace
time.
to you and your family as well. Yeah. First of all, my condolences on your father's passing. I know it's like what 20 some years too late, but
Oh,
it is
30.
what it is. 30, 30, 89. Right, right. 89. I'm getting old. I'm getting old.
Now, I'm already. I'm 58. Don't worry about it.
I'm 41. I'm 5 months. I like we keep mentioning with Charles. I'm 5 months younger than him, and we just still clown each other about that. A couple
Ah.
41-year-olds.
Okay,
82
okay.
babies. What can you say? We 82 babies.
82, man.
But
Nothing wrong with that. I was
yeah.
16. I was 16. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I got relatives around your age, maybe. I got a few uncles and such, so I got
Oh,
love for
man. You
them.
going to make me have to buy a cane or something? Let me stop.
No, 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 no.
Nah, I
So
just
I got
messing
a
with you. I just messing with you. Just messing
no. I got on my mom's side because my mom's like the youngest, is the oldest of eight.
Got it.
Seven of them survived this. Oh, by the way, before I clarify, let me give you all some background story. First, I myself, I am East African, folks. I'm not African American. I'm East African.
You're African. What you talking about?
I'm from a little country called Eritrea, right next to Ethiopia.
That's in Africa, right?
That's correct. East Africa, the Horn of Africa, Red
Okay.
Sea.
Okay. Well, it's Africa.
Yeah. Hey, you learn something new every day. But like I said,
I got
my mom is the oldest of eight, and seven of those children lived to see adulthood.
you. Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them are married. One's divorced, but most of them have kids. And
Mm-hmm.
the youngest of the survivors is one of my uncles. He says, "I'm not your uncle. I'm your big brother," because he had that respect because he felt like that with us. Because yeah, I know
Right.
this is my sister's kids, but I've known y'all since you were babies. So I've been most of my uncles, I don't call them Uncle such and such. I call them by the first name because, they were kids when I was born.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand the importance of family and protecting each other. And, most of them around your generation and everything. So I got respect for y'all. I don't
I
blame y'all.
appreciate
We
that.
y'all getting old.
But you
I
know
mean,
what? Let me say this though. They
hmm
even brothers of my age, they up to no good either. They not. They think they're supposed to help, but they not. And so
hmm
I hope they change. But I'll tell you,
Excuse me.
let
hmm
them go. If they do not want to help, they still want to be a part of this glory road. They want to live for the pack. Let them. I'm here to
Leave them
aid.
be. I'm here to help people, but I also understand I can't help you if I cannot help myself.
Right.
And that is a thing that people need to consider. Because, like, take, for example, like I said earlier about trust and loyalty are hard to find.
There
A
it
lot
is.
of us have been convinced to believe that how do we know that if I take help from somebody, they're not going to hold that against me or they're not going to hang that over my head?
Right.
Secondly, if I help this person, How do I know this person isn't gonna, just gonna bite is gonna bite my hand?
Yeah. But I think the
So
thing
there,
is that sometimes you gotta take, like for me, I could say you gotta take that chance, but at the same time, it's a
absolutely.
live and learn. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Uh-huh.
people do change,
People
and
can change, and some people can
and that's
deceive.
part on that when a person treats you this way, right?
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
add on that eternal pain that you already had. You don't need to do all that. Nah, dude, you don't have to hold on to that.
I don't. You're right. That's why you got to be careful who you are trusting. And some people have their internal pains. I have my internal pains, some of which I've had to like do some work on.
Because
Because
eternal pain, like I said, let me repeat the eternal pain. You're gonna make that into a lifetime carrier. And who wants
yeah,
that? Is we gotta go through pain anyway, no matter what it is. Just limit the pain. Understand how to deal with it. Don't add on no eternal pain. No, that you don't even deserve.
how many
You
people
do
have been
whatever
taught how
you
to deal with the
can
pain?
to break the cycle.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Hey,
question.
Armin Eyes, how you doing? Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back.
That yeah, that begs the question, brother. How many of us know how to deal with the pain? Because let's not forget, you have the generational trauma you got to deal with,
Yes.
and some of those, and some people, like it doesn't matter where in the world you're from. It doesn't matter where in the world you're from, what your ilk, what your ethnicity, whatever race you are. There's some kind of generational trauma you got to deal with,
Yeah.
and I
And right.
understand.
Yeah.
And I understand, like when some people say, like, no, that's just the way they are. I'm like, what do you mean that's just the way they are? Why the
Yeah.
way? And some people don't even know want to give the answers. So you got to look at that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've had to do
And you
some
know,
soul
hold that
searching in
thought.
my case. Okay.
Yeah, and hold that thought. I think it. You must have read my mind. He said, eternal pain is the start of disease." And I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to talk about that too. I really going to talk about it because eternal pain is a temporarily pain that you can get over, but it's all about doing the work. And you can break that cycle. But eternal pain is harder because you're carrying it. You carrying it. Mental and physical, yeah, it breaks you down. Yes. That's a great point. I thinking you read my mind because I was gonna go into that and I'm gonna talk about that of my experience too in a few minutes. And we got Brother Sheed back. Hold that thought, Sheed Diggy. We're gonna bring Brother Sheed back and I want you to make the point that you had before.
Uh,
Go ahead, Brother Sheed.
okay. As I was saying, is like understanding generational trauma because they're going to pass on to your trauma. They can inadvertently pass on their trauma to you or trauma of their forebears onto you, not knowing what is the source of that. Because understanding eternal pain and all this is still relatively new to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So some of us have to do the like some serious soul searching, study our history, study our past, and if you have empathy to try to put yourself in the shoes of your forebears, well, some of them were barefoot in some cases, so you got to put yourself in their footsteps and realize, okay, so that's why they were the way they were. What was the circumstances they were brought up in? What was the circumstances, situations they were in? What drives people to think like that? Very few people have that empathy to understand that. Now, like what you say about mental and physical, internal pain and whatnot, the start of diseases. I remember, if you guys can find that on YouTube, National Geographic have a documentary about stress and how much that can affect your body and your mental and everything.
Right.
It's called
Exactly.
Stress Portrait of a Killer or Silent Killer. I think it's Portrait of a Killer. And one of the people they talk to about that is uh, a neurobiologist, PhD professor from Stanford, Robert Sapolsky. And he did, and you know where I'm going with this. He did his 30 it's like now 40-year plus research of baboons, baboon troops inside Kenya and Tanzania, seeing the stress levels of each member of that troop, because
Mm.
he realized there's stress indirectly, so no, inversely is interconnected with where your standing is in that hierarchy. Those upper have the least amount of stress. Those at the bottom, they're under constant stress because you have it's like a top down chain of command when it comes to abuse. You see this
Mm-hmm.
in certain I remember a book called A Soldier's War, where a Russian soldier talked about his experiences in the first Chechen war. And he talks about the chain of command, top down, dishing out of abuse to one another. Like one guy will get, like the general will chew out the colonel will chew out the captain would chew out the lieutenant would chew out the sergeant would chew out the privates, and the new recruits are at the bottom of that. And add on to that, PTSD and all that. And like he says about
Yeah.
the cause of diseases, I mean, how many diseases are what you call epigenetic? They're caused by certain. They are in your genes, but doesn't mean you are determined to have those.
And also that we got. Cause I want to give brother She we here in here after I say this, and I understand this though too.
Hmm.
I don't want us men, especially us black men, beat ourselves up because there are some had injustly put in
Hmm.
us too.
True.
So we have to. We got to talk about that too. That very
Yeah.
suddenly that we just want to. No, we got to do that.
Hmm.
The things that they put in us,
True.
the things that the certain fandom studies that they're supposed to help us, but it don't. The psyche that comes in the picture. I'm gonna get you, brother She. Brother She, if you there, stay right there, because you made some great points on my last live when I did the underrated brunch talk. And I want you to talk about the two because we're gonna build it. Please hit the like button. Please share this out. If you want to donate, feel free to do that too. But if you can't, hit the like button and share this out. It's free. It's free. All right. Me. Once upon a time, I was a special ed community for a minute. So I'm telling y'all this story because these are facts. These are documented. You know what they were doing. You know what they were saying to them young black boys? We just assembly line to jail. We were assembly line to a guinea pig. I'm going to say, why explain this? See, good thing I had good parents around me and at the same time knew my history, our history, so I helped defeat the cause. But they are teachers that they hire to fail us, especially as young black boys. The young girls, them too, but they wasn't messing with them on it. They messing with us. Because we supposed to be protecting the young girls and all that. But so, what they would do, they give you these racist books. Then when they have you, then they want you to watch Sesame Street. They want to pick out certain ones of Sesame Street that you can watch so they can make fun of each other. Oh, this is you and stuff like that. And sometimes they had cassettes of racist cartoons so you can watch. Oh, this is you and stuff like that. So when you not, if you're not real, if you're not around the right direction, you get caught up that you ain't nothing, that you disfranchised. So the sister come in, because that's when the young black boy act out. And everybody think, oh, he's crazy. No, he's not crazy. He acting up because he's trying to resist. And sometimes some of the parents get caught up, don't even know the system. Oh, we got it. We could sign them to another school or sign to another home for a week, and come to find they sign them and then put them in a certain home that don't even care, right?
Also, you get certain
All right.
types
Let's
of.
finish the point. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. You know, it's my fault. I should let you know. Then they put medicine in you. You know who pushed that? Board education, city, and state. So who do you think that control all that? Not how nobody look like us. And I'm not just talking about the white man or the white woman. Talk about the Chinese woman, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Russian man, the Russian woman. You name it. Where's our culture? So while they act up and all like that, they put them in jails. Talking about they committed a crime. They ain't commit that crime. They so drugged up, they had them coerced. I see a lot of my best friends had died. Not of their fault. And there are some people, you hold on to that. There's sometimes you gotta hold on to something, but don't let it consume you. So when I'm talking about eternal pain, we gotta attack the of this. When I'm talking about, we gotta attack the system because the system do not want us to live. And all due respect, young black girls and black women, that's the same thing for you. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to you, but I'm telling you, they was aiming for the young black boys, and I was one of the few that wanted to stand up against the system. And my pen was in hand. So when we talk about eternal pain, we gotta understand that don't blame the government, don't blame the system. Yeah, you know, hey, I'm trying to be in this opportunity, and you know, and I know people going to say, you know, you give an opportunity, but if you never know how to have opportunity, you never give a chance to live as a human being. This system want to make you a savage in their eyes so they can make money off you. Why do you think unions, teacher unions and other unions making money off us? And even some of our people that looks like us that making money too. See, these are facts what I'm telling y'all because I know I've been around it and I know it. I see it. So we're gonna leave it right there. And brother Sheed, you there? You can talk.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead, brother.
yeah, the guy that's up here now, I can't see his name, but basically for the most part, he was touching on a lot of stuff I was talking about with the epigenetics and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people living through struggles because
Mm.
like I was saying that earlier when we were having the talk that you will have a
Mm-hmm.
man in a position where he grows up seeing his father selling drugs and going to jail like in the early 80s and in the 90s when the crack epidemic was pushing big, that young man would go see his dad ultimately try to be a provider and do the same thing. Then hence going into the 2000s around 2010, that young man to be done had a child and it's the same process. As long as they're both in that same environment, you're gonna keep getting the same results. You're gonna find a woman in that same environment. She's gonna be down with it, to a degree, long as she's getting her needs met, and it's gonna be a vicious cycle that keeps going. And it's a never-ending cycle until the mother or the father says, "Well, I'm breaking this. I don't want this for my child." You know, I don't want, my son to grow up to sell drugs. So I'm gonna take him out this neighborhood. I'm gonna put him in a better school system. I'm gonna
Right.
give him a chance
Mm-hmm.
at life. And that's where a lot of times, we had that disconnect to where it's like that, vicious cycle to where it keeps constantly going. Because, who's gonna break that generational curse? Young girls having babies at a young age, it's that same process, and it folds into it each single time because the young men, they've once witnessed this situation. With me growing up, I was told the same process. Oh man, player from the Himalaya, get the girls, all this and that. And
Right.
then
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, being player, they didn't tell you would come out with a whole bunch of responsibility when you have all those kids. Sean Kemp, if he would have got taught the lesson early in life, even with one of the rappers now, Future and what's his name, NBA YoungBoy, those two rappers got total over 20 something kids together.
Yeah.
And is it supposed to be a pat on the back that these young guys started so early and influenced they have self to have so many kids, so much responsibility, and one thing for sure, they can pay for those kids. But another thing for sure is they not spending that time with those kids. A lot of that
Mm.
time you can't get that time like you want to with the kids because you're focused on dealing and doing everything else. It's a process in which you got to make time for things. And if you're tending to being this celebrity artist, you're not being at home, dealing with the kids. And that goes into another generation where it keeps going.
Yeah. And also too, like my father came hard, but he always say this. This is like when he was when I found that he was dying. I think he knew, but he didn't want to tell me. And he said, "Son, be better than me. Don't be like me. Be better than me." And I thought about it, when he was dying. After he told me that, he actually let me know, break the cycle. Whatever we have, God calls you, break the cycle. And along the way, I was breaking cycles of special ed and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, it was still hard ongoing because see, when in the internal cycle, we gotta understand, man, we gotta continue breaking cycles. Some is big, some is small, but if we gotta be on the ongoing process, we gotta break that cycle. We gotta break cycles, not cycles, because there are some had inflicted on us. Sometimes it's not our fault. And sometimes maybe it's not their fault too. So that means the forgiveness comes into the picture of other things. You say, okay, I understand that. But like again, you don't have to be a product of them. I want you to understand that. My father let him know in his own way. Don't be a product of me. Son, be better than me. And I want people to I want men to understand that very, very well. Because we don't have fathers that we used to be. Again, me and my father never. But at least we talked. It was a little too late. But I was a man at the time. I was going on 23. But the Jews that he gave me, I found out that, yeah, I need those Jews. Because you need Jews. See, this is the thing that people fail to understand, us as men. We got to have got the right Jew to break cycles. We got to understand that. Let me say it again, Brother Alonzo, salute to you. I'm going to put the link in it so you can come up if you want to in a few. You got to have Jew. The ones who gave you the Jew, you got to make sure it's come from a genuine place of endearment and willing to win so you can break the cycle. You got to have Jews. The right ones in your life. Okay, no problem.
I
It's
get it.
very important.
I mean, it's like well, you say jewels. In my case, they gave you the right tools and the right instructions on how to use those tools. Like in case of my
Yes.
father.
Also, it depends on the person too.
Oh, I mean, like they say, sometimes when they say be better than me, sometimes that'll leave you confused. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You got to
Yeah,
ask questions
that's my
sometimes.
father said be better. He broke it down. Said be better than me. I don't want you to be me.
Hmm. I'll
Be
raise you to be better.
you. So that let me know to think about. I gotta break the cycle. I said, Dad, you need to break the yeah, break the cycle.
Break that cycle. Because think about it.
There you go.
I mean,
I'll be
there's
back.
things to think of. All right, handle yours. Shit, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You don't remember me, do you?
Sound like screwball.
How you been? Shit, how you been? Wait,
You're
that's a running
crazy.
gag. It's a running. That's a running gag because we were joking about Maxwell and such. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Screwball, Neymar, Diggy. How you been, man? How you been, shit?
I've been good. That's why I was like, when I heard your voice, I was like, I can't. I was like, who? I was like, Diggs. I was like, hold on. Sounds like somebody different.
No, it's always been me. I just have different names for different things, you
Yeah,
know.
I see. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
nice to hear from you.
it's good to
Yeah,
hear.
good.
How
He
you
gets
been?
his
How the
first.
family doing, by the way? How the family?
Ah, they doing good, man. My boys, they about to be 13 this year, man. This month, actually.
Uh, oh, you got
Yep.
you know what that means. You 13, you know you got to put in that extra work. You got to prepare them for a lot because but the thing is, you can't prepare them the way you got prepared because their time is not like your time.
Yeah,
How
man.
you were at that age is not how they were, how they're going to
Yeah,
be
that's
at this
true.
age.
And I have to
Because,
understand that too. Right. I have to understand when
yeah,
I got
sometimes
older.
people forget that. Sometimes folks
Yeah.
forget that because
Yeah,
they
and
get
also, but
changed.
right, but
But
it doesn't mean. Let me put to you right. It doesn't mean that they need that direction. You just gotta learn how to adopt with the times. But the
mm,
Yeah.
message has to be firm and encouragement.
yeah,
That's very
absolutely,
important.
absolutely. So with that being said, like you got to break the cycle. Sometimes my father, like in my case, like my father he didn't say it to me, but I understood what he meant to say. Communications being what they are, because he was a boomer. I'm a millennial. Um, it was like, son, you have to understand that I am a lion, but I have to raise you to become a leopard because the way this world is not meant for the way this world is. You have to adapt to it. So sometimes you have to be a leopard and accordingly. You can't get stuck in your ways. You don't, and you have to like be open to learn new things.
Right, that's a good point. Cause yeah, y'all hitting some points at on time. Cause he said in your own ways, you are whole. You see us men, we gotta understand. Being stubborn and he said in your own ways, you are carrying on a deeper, disturbed, eternal pain. Cause you
Absolutely.
don't want to change. Cause you feel that pain feels good. I think somebody just said that it feels good. No pain don't feel good. If
Change
I
is
if I hit
hard.
my knee, if I hit my knee in a doggone wall for mistake, that hurts. I want that pain to go. But there are some people in their own deliberate sick way that their
Hmm.
pain is gonna make it feel good. Because
Some
they
people are
adopted
so
with
used to
so
pain.
much. They adopted so much.
Hmm.
If you ask them how to cope with it, how to deal with it, how to break it, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And those are the ones sad thing about it, family.
Hmm.
Gotta let them be what they want to be. As long as it doesn't
Yeah.
consume you, as long as it don't consume the process of breaking that eternal pain for yourself.
Exactly.
Don't let that
One of
consume
the
it.
I was gonna say one of the biggest things my coaches used to always tell us, don't get complacent. When we used to play football, he would
Uh huh.
always yell at the cornerbacks about getting complacent because they'll never throw to their side. They'll always never run to that side. And the moment they do that, they catch them off guard because they get complacent. Man, they never come
Yeah.
over here. They know I shut it down. I'm the best corner. I'm this and that. You get complacent and you're playing around. You're not covering. You're not always checking your position. You get burnt on the line, or you get burnt deep because you get
Right.
complaced.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not
that
And
reading
that
the
goes
also,
not
even
reading
with the
the
man too.
go, go,
not reading
go,
the
go, go.
receiver, not reading the receiver, not reading the offensive line or whatnot, or what they're doing, because it's like Deion Sanders said this. Like he talked about,
About
like,
better.
yeah, like Deion Sanders talked about, like his battles with Jerry Rice or his battles with Michael Irvin. He said,
Yeah,
keep studying, keep doing your research, because he was like, he said, when I was against Michael Irvin, the way he would he would set himself for the snap, let me knew if it was going to be a running play or if this was going to be a passing play. Just the way he stood up or leaned forward or whatnot. His
yeah,
practice. He talks about the practice he had with Jerry Rice when he was with the Niners. Other cornerbacks had that same thing. Other also, don't forget the safeties. They had to also be, they had to cover for the corners, cornerbacks and whatnot. That's what all of the defensive backs and safeties had to do. They had to do the research. Don't get complacent. Keep watching tape. Keep understanding what makes someone tick. Yeah, if they don't throw your side, understand. Just it's a matter of time. And this whole thing about staying complacent, like you said, and staying in that trauma. Some people don't know how to change. They want to change, they don't know, and they're afraid.
Oh, they don't want to know. And they no, they don't want to.
That too, they don't want to know because some people are fearful of change, but some people want to guarantee a change that's guaranteed. They want guaranteed results. I
hmm
said no. You got to take the chance and see how you can help yourself. You can't
yeah,
look. I mean, some people are still looking for like overnight magical thinking kind of things. Doesn't work like that. You got to still put
Yeah.
in the work. But and how many people have the support to do it? I mean, it's
yeah.
like some of us who are going through, take people who've had substance abuse or drugs and alcohol and whatnot. They can't do it on their own. They need a support network. If you got people who got your back and let you know, hey, come on, man, you're
And
nearly there. You're gonna be
also,
away from that.
but too, and
What?
also when we go
Mm-hmm.
when we have this eternal prayer, we have to understand that you got to start from the process. You got to
Mm-hmm.
understand what ticks you off or have this eternal prayer. That means you got to go through the dark sometimes to come into the light.
Yeah.
You
That's
got to
Gotta
that's
deal
go
with
through
that. You
valleys to
got to
reach the
tell people you
mountains.
got to deal with that. But just to understand that, just stay the course.
it goes a lot to risk versus reward. A lot of people, just like you were saying, Diggs, a lot of time people focus
Mm-hmm.
on the reward and not the risk that they're taking
Yeah.
to benefit themselves. You
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I could be this phenomenal person if I just do whatever it takes for me to get to the next position in life. A lot of people more focused like, man, if I do this and it don't work, then what's gonna happen? A lot of people say,
Yeah.
well, if I quit this job and go to this job and they're not letting me do like my other job, then man, I'm not benefiting from it. I'm not getting what I want out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fulfilling for me. The same thing we y'all was talking about with your parents about how your dad wants you to be better than you, do better.
Yeah.
That came from that point aspect too of what my father and me. Like I was telling people, my dad died when I was young, but a lot of things that my dad spoke 7 different languages. I'm
Oh
barely
wow.
speaking two.
Mm.
He was in the military. He served for 20 years, then turned around and became a recruiting agent. Now, this is the crazy shocker part about my dad being a recruiting agent, and he recruited a lot of people. Everybody told me this. He was in a wheelchair. Imagine losing one of your legs, and the other limb is had to be replaced as well, and getting prosthetics, and you're in a wheelchair, and you're telling people to join the military. They're looking at you like, man. Heck no. Both of your legs gone. No. But it was like the dedication that he gave and, told them all the benefits, that can encourage people to get into the military, somebody that wants to fight for their country, and also someone that needs the benefits, especially if you're in a bad environment, getting out of that environment set the tone
Mhm.
to change a lot of people's life by going into the military. There are so many guys that I know could have been incarcerated or been drug dealers if they didn't go to the military,
Speaking of
you
which,
know?
before we continue, a big shout out to our brother Charles Faulkner Jr. because he's doing the
Shut
Lord's
up.
work. Because that brother served 20 plus years in law enforcement as well as in the military, and he's been showing a lot of young cats go into law enforcement, go into the military to better your life.
Yeah.
And this is in East Baltimore because he knows.
Yeah.
But the problem is like a lot of people say, okay, if I go in now, what's the cost? How do I know I'm not going to come home in a box? That's one of the risks that some people don't want to take. They say, and some people, they want instant results.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, let me get this announcement the way.
A
Welcome
lot
to
of
my channel, The Underrated Doctors. Yours truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on social media. This is the Underrated Men's Talk, in parentheses, Men's Eternal Pain. Let me explain. And let's get Brother Alonzo Hall up in the piece. Good afternoon, my brother.
What's going on, brother? Can y'all hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's going on, y'all?
what's good?
Doing all right, doing all right.
You know,
Yeah,
how you been?
I was on the road, so I was on the phone and stuff, but I just came back in. I heard kind of a little bit of what's going on in terms of it's funny that you guys are kind of having this type of a conversation cuz the phone call I just got off of is ironically enough the guy that I was speaking to is personal friends with a fairly large YouTube presence in real life. Um,
Mm.
a guy by the name of Lucario. So
yeah,
yeah, my friend is friends with him 20 plus years. And we were just talking about the different mindsets that people have. Um, One is a survive mind, which would harken back to kind of like what Sheed was saying. What if I take this chance and it don't work? Um, and most people are in the survive mind of let me just driving out with work, da 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 da. But I'm not going to take a risk or attempt something to get myself to another level. I don't want to shake the room too much, if you will. Where some people don't mind that. But I'll stop there and let y'all continue, and then I'll catch up then.
Okay, no problem. Well, no problem, brother Alonzo. I'm glad that you're here. But also too that well, we have to understand that I got to keep on emphasizing this. Eternal pain is an ongoing lifetime process as men, and I don't want you to be afraid of that because that's part of life. But we have to understand how do we navigate at the same time break cycles of other eternal pains that we have in the past that make us not to grow.
can, can I say something real quick? Because I'm about to drop off for a little bit,
Okay.
and I'll come right back. But that eternal pain, I was just talking about this earlier on Red's channel, where as a man, even through the courting stages of a woman, you're in a position to have to pay for her food when you go on a date. You're in a position to have to protect her before there even is a chance of y'all having a relationship. Eternally, when the proposal comes, you're going to be responsible before the proposal of being married or having a full blown understanding of the relationship. she's gonna want stuff from me. She's gonna want you to help her with her nails, may even pay a phone bill, help her with some on the rent. And it's not even saying that she's wrong or right for doing it because society has put us in the mind frame like, hey, that's what you have to do. So eternally, you're endowed to do the most and go to extra yard every single time. Me being a husband for Christmas, I didn't really get that much gifts and none at all, really, to be honest. But my wife got her diamond earrings. My son got his gaming laptop. They got their shoes, their clothes. You know, it goes without saying. Sometimes men just be forgotten. And the women they do other things. To help you out, but eternally you have the weight of not even just the family, but the world. You know, being a black man walking down the street, you're getting profile, whether you wearing a suit or you're wearing a jersey. So that's gonna carry you, especially in certain parts of the town. You can be in a rough neighborhood and get looked at as, a lame in a suit, or in a nice neighborhood and get looked at as a corporate thug. So either way it goes, it's an ongoing for a lot of men. Whether you're doing good or you're doing bad, eternally you're gonna have to carry the weight. There's no way around it. But I'm gonna step down. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
No doubt. Can I hop in after Sheed? Part of what he said, those gifts and everything, even though he didn't get, something tangible, it's likely he got something intangible. And what is that? That's the joy of seeing the joy on the faces of his wife when she got them diamond earrings, seeing the joy on the face of his son when he got that gaming laptop. I want to point that back to, I have a cousin that I was talking to, and he came and he talked to me about, he was like, this life insurance, because he wanted to get some life insurance, but he was like, it's terrible, man, because I don't have anybody to leave anything to. And he said, it's terrible. I'm making all this money, and I don't have anybody to spend it on. I ain't got no kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have, a girlfriend or nothing. And then we sat and talked, and he was like, yeah, man, as a man, I done bought myself whatever I want. That's not fun anymore. I want the fun of being able to spoil my girl or spoil my kids, right? So even though it's the weight of the world on us, that is kind of what makes, like, I know for me, when I spoil my wife, when I get good money, the first thing I do, I go and ask my wife what she wants. I want to buy her something. Then I turn around and I go to my mom and my grandma. Hey, let me buy y'all something, right? I'm good. I'll get my little, my little trinket or whatever, or my little, my little vice, and I'm good. But it's nothing like that joy when you're giving and they're like, oh, thank you so much. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Genuinely appreciated
Yeah.
and genuinely appreciated. I mean, um, first of all, I mentioned this before. My father passed away over the summer.
Sorry to
He
hear
lived to
that.
be 70, 71. No, no, no. So I made peace with that. And I made peace with the fact that I probably wouldn't see him again. But I was prepared for that. But as a father, you do get joy. Now, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. Don't have a relationship right now. But I understand that plight of his. Not just his, because a lot of us not just had our fathers. Some of us also had our uncles with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because like Chris Rock said it best, your uncles prepare you for life. Your father teaches you how to be a man, but your uncles, your grandfathers, uh, older cousins who are adults, brothers who are adults, any male authority figures in the community, they all prepare you for manhood. Excuse me, because they teach you what to be and what not to be, what to do, what not to do. You're gonna be influenced by certain people. You just gotta make sure who is influencing you and meaning to direct you in the right position. Some people just want to hurt you
Mm-hmm.
or set you up for bad. But um, I remember anytime I called home, I would talk to my dad. I would call my dad. Anytime he heard from me, there was a lot of joy because he knew, his son's reaching out to him, just letting him know how he's doing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got that appreciation, and he felt and he was grateful that I would call. And sometimes I would say thank you because there were jewels there were seeds he planted in my head that weren't ready for me then. But when they were ready when it was time for those seeds, to sprout and those trees to grow up of knowledge in my head, when I got that info, because I realized that was information he left for me to use later. I was like, thanks, Dad.
Mm,
Thank you for teaching me that. And the joy he got just knowing that he raised his son well, but also understanding that people are forever great. As a father and as a husband, when people give you that appreciation and thank you for it, and you see them grow, grow and become better people, that does something to you, man.
Yeah.
Any person you took it under your wing, you see them grow and become something better because you gave them gave them the knowledge, the information, everything they needed to become a better person. It means a lot. I mean, like I take an example, like we talk about Steph Curry. He never hesitates to give it up to his father because Del Curry was influential in his life. He also gave props to Muggsy Bogues,
mm,
or Uncle Muggsy as he called him, because he grew up in Charlotte, raised by and he was a big influence on him. Other people like Tiger Woods always talks about how his father was a big influence on him. Shaq talks about his stepfather, who he called his father, Philip Harris,
mm-hmm.
how he was an influence on him. How many people forget that fathers, when they prepare their sons and give them something, the sons always have to go back and give back to them. Say, "What are you doing? I want to give back to you. Thank you for giving me what I needed. Hell, thank you for, in my case, I used to tell my dad, thank you for putting that foot in my ass when I needed it. It
Mm,
wasn't always the right thing to do, but there was a times when I needed it. And I've known so many cats. I know cats who grew up without a father under certain circumstances and whatnot. I'm like, yo, I'm grateful I have mine. Even though
mm,
we don't always have the best relationship, I understand. It's not easy to be a father. It wasn't He had the weight on his shoulders. It wasn't easy for him. A lot of black men I knew in my own community, they had their challenges, they had their struggles. Especially if you come from like parts of the world where you got tribalism, animosities, you got religious sectarianism and stuff like that. Because some of them came from places that were, where things were hard, and it's no joke. And this is not just about black men in America. This is beyond. This is about black men. Period.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
even further though, like I see what Aminai says, and while I understand that as a father or as the man in the head, you kind of expect that even with your sons, right?
Hmm.
Um, because and I think Charleston White kind of said it best, right? Um, while the father is around, nobody likes dad, right? Because dad is the authoritarian. Dad is going to be the one
True.
who puts that foot up your behind, right? So while
True.
dad is around, nobody likes dad because he is that authority, right? Wait till your father gets home, right? And what happens is, especially as guys, I didn't have my father in my life till about 4 years ago when I was 36, but still, you know, it, I know a lot of guys who did have their father in their life. And when it comes down to it, because mom was nurturing, they're
Hmm.
going to uh, almost just out of uh, 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 you know, almost feel like an obligation or their protective nature, they're going to protect their women, come hell or high water, right? Now, not in my. I'm not saying that it's right. Um, and it's not that we're expecting poor treatment. Um, but we are not expecting to be placed on a pedestal, and almost do we almost not want to be placed on that pedestal, right? It's almost like, for example, a lot of, like, I know a lot of women whom are married who say, yes, they cook for their man, not because it's the traditional role, but to them, cooking for their family is a labor of love. So they're showing, hey, look, I cook for the family, not because this is my role, but because I'm showing you guys that I love. And so as the guy, you kind of expect, hey, listen, this is a thankless job, right? It's like being a nurse, right? Nurses will sit and, sometimes they got to wipe your behind. And I've seen people who treat nurses, cursing at them and spitting at them and kicking at them. And they're like, Mr. Jones, I'm just trying to clean you, you know? Um, She says
Yep.
pussy or pedestal to poor treatment. And that's a good question. Um, because we don't want poor treatment, and I'm actually thankful that that's coming from a woman. Like, so you guys are expecting poor treatment. Um, I can't say we're expecting poor treatment because from our woman we get some superb treatment.
Yeah.
You know,
But yeah, but
so
let me cut into that. I understand what she's saying, but my thing is this, brother Alonzo, and I'm glad you hear that. Is this though? It has to be a time, and I'm talking about us as men, especially black men, and I'm very firm of this, and I'm not running away from this. It has to be a certain time. We gotta stop adding on eternal pain. We got to stop doing that because it's going to hinder us from growth. It's going to hinder us from opportunity that we deserve to have. And I say this because I see the other men on both sides of my late mother's side and my late father's side, and also our side of it. So, but it happens to me too. So that's why, for me, that I got to take on that I got to break the cycle. I'm not a pro. I don't have to be a product of that. Now, if they get help, great. Let's support that. And so we have to understand. I'm glad Brother Flosser because he's always talking about accountability. He always talking about uh, the pain and other things. And I appreciate that. That means God brought you here and everything. And we got to get you on to do a chopper because we need you at that time. But as a 58-year-old black man, I have to understand that I have an obligation to help others. I have an obligation wherever jewels that they was given to me or jewels that I helped discover myself to help men to be better. Cause I don't want you to I don't want you to go to these eternal pain that I've been through. I don't want that. I want us to win. Do you understand what I'm saying? And how many men in this space or outside space will say what I say? And I'm not saying that some of us is saying it. They say it in different ways. But I'm talking right now. How many men is willing to say that? And means to say that. Also put action into it. And also I'm implying myself and what I did in the past and even right now. Ain't that many men can say that? Because I've been proving it throughout the years. I don't want no cake and cream. I don't want none of that. And people will give me flowers and all that. But I know for a fact I've been talking like this for years. because I see the pain. I see the distrust. I see the despair. I see it. We want to go around the bush. Because see, when Brother Floyd is talking about, I be in his chat a few times. Then how ain't nobody don't want to be there? Why not? We care about, oh, I don't like the tone with that person. Do you know that man is talking hard because he want us to advocate for ourselves. Just like I'm doing right now. Hey brother, how you doing? Welcome. You finally made it here. Thank you so much. That's another channel you need to check out right there.
The Arena Uncensored?
Huh?
Which one we talking about? Which brother we talking about? What's your reference to?
The one in the chat, bro. Seasonal on Sissy. And brother out the style.
Yo,
That's
Art
another
McCraw,
brother.
what's up, bro?
He's in the
Good
chat.
up,
He's in
Art.
the chat. I got this. I got this. He's in the chat. Brother Other Style, he's a professor in our community. We gotta support brothers like that. We gotta reach out to brothers like that that want us to live, that want us to survive.
Not just survive, but also thrive.
Because we have to understand.
You took the
We
words
got
out of
to
my mouth.
minimize this eternal pain that I'm talking about. We just cannot just keep on holding in, and also it chokes us out. Oh, we wish we could have done. Just like it's good thing like Brother Big Dude on the Four Court Talk, he talks about health. Cause see, when you're healthy, you minimize this eternal pain. You healthy, you spiritual mind, a spiritual mind, your health, even culture with us as men, even in cultural. We gotta be culture strong. Because see, when you culture strong, you minimize the eternal pain that you carry. It's very, very important. We gotta advocate for ourselves a little more. We gotta take care of ourselves a little more. We gotta be a little selfish anymore. And the ones that is close to you is not willing to see that they got to stay on the sideline of destruction.
They gotta go.
They gotta go because we are winners. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna close it out, but this is how I'm gonna do it. Because I gotta go, because I'm traveling, so I gotta get ready. I'm traveling tomorrow, so I gotta get ready for that.
Have a safe voyage, brother.
No, no. I want you to make your last remarks. I want you to stay. Brother Lonzo Hall, I want you to make your last remarks, stay in there. I want both of you to stay there. With my last remarks, and we're going to close everything out. And everybody in the chat, stay right there too.
All right. Um, oh,
Thank you.
All right, I'll close out first. Um, I'll try and make this quick because I can get going verbally. Um, I do think that eternal pain, like this is a growing experience, right? This is a learning experience because as I'm growing and learning, and even like my own relationship with my father is changing. It's like Sig Diggy, what you just said dropped some gems in my head because I've never physically met my father. My father said one of his wishes is for me to, as an adult, physically meet him. Right? Um, I had no, I was completely against it. I was like, I really could care less if I meet this guy. But as I'm growing and I'm learning more about myself, I'm realizing I need to meet this guy because he is me. Right? Some of his attitudes and everything. But with the eternal pain, you know, that is something that we have to pull ourselves out of, especially as black men, right? If we can support each other, and one quick way to do that, brothers, is to to change your eyebrows. I'm gonna turn on my camera real quick,
Go ahead.
just so I could show y'all. Hold on, how do I turn it on? Here we go. Right? Instead of us walking with our eyes like this, walk with your eyebrows up.
What do you call me?
Watch the difference that you get when you're like, and now everybody's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because you look happy. And now that we're carrying ourselves happy, because we are carrying a lot of weight. And with that weight does come a lot of stress. And that's a killer. So if we can just lift our eyebrows and show a little bit of happiness, maybe instead of walking up to that lady saying, hey, sister, it'd be nice to see you smile, she's going to look at us and be like, wow, that guy's happy. Let me smile. Right? And that'll spread some positivity towards the rest of us. I'm going to go ahead and pause there. Like you guys know my motto: white ass, work in progress every day and see success. And when people challenge you, they don't challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sean, thank you. Last remarks, please.
My last remarks are this. Now, first and foremost, if we're going to deal with this internal pain, I think the question, one thing people need is self awareness. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who lack self awareness. And then you got some people who are self aware, but they don't see anything wrong with what they are. So you got to leave them be. So those of us who are self aware of what's going on and
Come
what's
on.
going on, and those of us when we like me, for example, I got diagnosed with a few mental health issues. That's made me more self aware of why I do the things to do, why I react a certain way. That self awareness has been vital for me to stay out of trouble, but also just to keep calm and nothing. But that stress will take a toll on you sometimes because there are times when you let your rage and your anger get the better of you. But if you can find a better way to be constructive with your emotions, you don't have to be a stoic, but if you understand who you are and what you are, that will help you survive and help you thrive. And Lonzo, my apologies for taking the words out your mouth earlier, but it is what it is. So please,
Thank
folks,
you. I'm
become
sorry.
aware of who you are. Self awareness, folks. Without that, you can't heal yourself from eternal pain.
Yeah. Great, great. Thanks. Stay right there. Um, like I say, for the one who came late, brother Art and good brother as a senior and brother Flossless and Jay Gibb. Please catch it from the beginning and please share this out. And just understand this that I just want us to be better men. And this eternal pain, you don't have to carry on like the sack of bags because we dying. And most of the time for nothing. So let's take care of ourselves. And the one who caused that pain, we don't need to, because I see that part. I had to work on myself. I gotta let it go. If that's they always think of me. That's what they think of me. Because see, I'm a type of person, and I'm seeing in your face. We gonna deal. But I have to understand that if I hold that on to it, what other blessings that I could benefit of? And also and have others could benefit too. So it's an ongoing process. Understand what I'm saying, men, young and old. Go break into cycles, and also sometimes you don't have to break a cycle, but learn to minimize eternal pain. It's a life. It's a lifetime progress. Let's live. People say let's live for now. Let's live. No, live forever. Wherever it takes, live. Let's take the righteous steps to live. Let's do things the right way to live. Because as we know, especially us as black men, the world do not want us to live. Let's define the odds, just as other black men in the past had done, and other men. On behalf of my channel, the underrated darkness. Yours truly, the number one grind, one of the best kept secrets on social media. And I did the underrated brunch talk number 10. I did that earlier. I want you to go throw some likes on that and share that out too. Anybody that wants to donate, that'd be greatly appreciated. That flashes on here. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'll show y'all what y'all give me. I put it back in my channel and stuff. Thank you, Brother Deacon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jay Gift. Thanks everybody in the chat. Because when we memorize eternal pain, that add like extra 30, 40, 50, even 60 years. And we could actually show people, we could actually show others how to memorize that. That's a blessing. But at the same time, it's not easy. So we gotta be firm what we do. We gotta be very firm and very good of heart. And we gotta make sure our head is straight. And we gotta learn to defend it. We gotta defend it. By late Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. Thank y'all so much. God bless. Like I said, I'm most likely I'm not going to do no lives tomorrow because I'm traveling. So I'll be doing some hopefully Wednesday on God's willing, and just understand that let's do this. Let's do this. And also learn that the ones that try to do it, they have been hurt in the past and sometimes they died because this society misinformed and killed them. Understand that too. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Let's do the work. Let's keep on doing work. Let's keep on doing the work. I don't care if you got a lot about this. You keep on doing the work. Even the ones that don't have that much. Keep on doing the work. And hopefully one day, I don't know what's gonna happen in our lifetime, but we can say that the black man is moving on. Because we memorize the eternal pain. And we can stand up to society and see for who it really is. People say dream, right? So I can say, have a blessed night. Y'all be good to each other, to your families. And understand this, you're a winner. No matter what you have and you don't have, you're winners. You're winners. We come from winners. Because us as black men, we have withstand the impossible prophecy of history, and we still here. And that should be an inspiration. Thank y'all. On that note, stay blessed, stay blessed, stay blessed. Good evening, good afternoon, good evening. This one is Ghettos